Hello everybody and welcome to the Cardboard Cooperative. This is your host Magna, and today we will be taking the first bite out of Everything is Crab. I would like to introduce you to a very special friend of mine named Darwin. Darwin is the one creature in this universe who does not evolve into a crab, and I'm going to go ahead and show you why. Let's dive right into some gameplay. We'll start off with a splicing opportunity here, which is a little bit of meta progression which I have unlocked through completing the tutorial and doing a few runs. So let's go ahead and see what this is all about. So I get to choose one genetic, so I can be chosen, which gives me my third level up will offer 3 legendary choices. Opportunistic, which doubles stats from charmed allies or points of interest choices, or a pioneer, which increases the amount of points of interest by 50%. If these two can splice together, I feel like that'd be really good. Let's go ahead and pioneer. What else do I like here? Standard for some extra HP. And I've completed this in pressure 1, excluding challenges. All right. I can be a pacifist, which means that I deal 50% less damage, but it also takes me 33% less progress to evolve. So I gain more experience, but I'm not very good at fighting things. Or I can take opportunistic, which seems to just stack with pioneer. So I will be an opportunistic pioneer kind of guy today. Let's splice these genes together and see what happens. So the main hook of Everything is Crab is that we are a little blob named Darwin, and everything else around us will eventually evolve into being a crab, because according to that, I believe it's, how do I pronounce it? How do I pronounce this? Carcinization is a real world thing in which evolution seems to favor things turning into crabs for some reason. And we are trying to avoid turning into a crab ourselves. So let's go ahead and do that by developing jaws, which crabs can have jaws. I can also develop a cortex, or I can develop muscular tissue. I can go physical, I can go ability, or I can go jaws. Let's see. Ability makes it so that my ability damage deals more damage. Muscular makes it so my physical damage deals more damage. And jaws just gives me a better attack that also deals double damage to stunned enemies. Has a pretty fast cooldown and increases my feeding speed. Stops me from being able to evolve a beak or leech though. I can gain spitting from it. It unlocks the ability to spit. What kind of affinity do I want to go for? A predator affinity that prioritizes physical damage and aggression. Prey, which is forms of avoidance and perception, as well as increased feeding efficiency. Trickster, which is all about ability damage and special effects, as well as some avoidance. Imposing, which prioritizes size and survivability, as well as intimidation and undamaged reactions. Or gregarious, which is a social aspect and perception, as well as some special effects. I like the idea of becoming an apex predator. Let's go ahead and develop some jaws and start biting people. So I have seen some of the things that this game does have to offer, and I'm loving it so far. I think my favorite part of this is the fact that every single one of these evolutionary traits does give Darwin some sort of mutation to his physical form, so his body is going to change quite a lot as we give him different evolutionary paths. I can take another attack with spit. It's a ranged attack that does ability damage, has a high cooldown, but is ranged. I'm not sure that works too well with jaws, so we're going to avoid that since I don't really feel like being a ability and physical damage build. I feel like splitting my damage between the middle is not exactly a good idea. We can take regenerative tissue, which means that the amount of health recovered every 10 seconds is +2. Doesn't unlock anything either yet. Or I can just level up my jaws. I've already taken a good bit of damage while trying to have a discussion about this game, so we'll go ahead and take regenerative tissue because I'm a little bit too focused on talking and less focused on playing well. But that's okay. We are going to figure this game out. I had a bunch of fun checking out the tutorial the other day. I know I cannot enter the desert until after I've gotten some heat resistance, but maybe this point of interest is close enough that I won't die trying to get to it. Oh, it is an oasis? I can get more feeding speed through stomach, which is good because it means I don't have to sit around eating food, since experience does not drop as experience orbs in this Survivor game. It drops as meat or food that is consumed, so I do have to sit around and wait for it to be eaten if I want the experience points. So feeding speed just means that I basically pick up the experience faster. But getting a level 2 Jaws also just gives me feeding speed. Or I can take some regeneration to be able to outlast damage. Let's go ahead and take Jaws for now. There is a star icon here, which means that there's a specialization with this item that I'll be able to take and mutate into something interesting. I can heal for 100% of my max HP if I bathe in the oasis, or I can gain increased regeneration if I drink from it. Let's go ahead and drink from this oasis and gain +3 regeneration. That sounds really good. Stack it on top of my already increased regeneration from regenerative tissue. I can get a carapace for damage resistance and plating. Plating provides protection that is absorbed before it affects health points, except from poison and environmental damage, which penetrates it. Plating recharges to full on every evolution level. You know what? Let's just go with maximum regeneration. Oh, I'm burning. I am in danger. I want meat. Let me eat you. Come here, fight me. I'm doing a lot of damage just fighting these people. Fighting these creatures, rather. They're not people. We're all animals here. But I haven't been able to go all that far in it. I've done, I think, about 4 runs. I've failed before several times in playing this game on Pressure 2. This is actually quite a difficult game to be able to parse out as far as I feel so far. I don't know if I'm playing it poorly because I'm trying to discuss it, or if it's just because it is genuinely a difficult game. But there are a lot of stats on screen right now between feeding speed, dodge, attack penalty. I can get more eyes, so I can dodge 6%. Chance to avoid damage. Cannot avoid poison damage over time or self and environmental damage though, but just give me some dodge. I do like the idea of senses giving me increased point of interest detection and alpha enemies. It also makes it so that night vision is improved and I have a chance of identifying shrooms. We'll go ahead and take more eyes, and I have seen this mutation before, and just the fact that he literally just gets a eyeball stalk at the top of his head is remarkable. You'll also notice over my head several effects that have happened to me as I've been playing the game in different environments. It's raining right now. Okay, this is a really interesting choice because I could level up my jaws for increased damage and get that specialization. I could gain a random legendary evolution. So it's a chance to be a legendary only evolution though. Or I can gain nomadic, which means that every single point of interest that I visit gives me 20% of my total experience. And considering I'm both opportunistic and a pioneer, this probably is the right choice, and I can always level up jaws later. It's not like I don't have it. So we'll go ahead and become a nomadic pioneering opportunistic Darwin. Alright, what's this mushroom do? Does it punish me? It doesn't seem like it punished me at all. It punished me. It immediately punished me. I am being poisoned to death. What is... Oh, I can hide. I'm small enough I can hide in these burrows? Oh. Alright. I can avoid predators for a little while by hiding in burrows. I can gain muscular tissue. I can learn how to whine. On damage, attempt to charge nearby enemies. I double the chance for the animal damaging me to be charmed. I don't really think I'm going to be getting that. That doesn't really seem like a stat that I want to grab. Charming would be nice to be able to have enemies fight for me, but getting hit and not exactly having any social... Is there a way for me to view my stat screen besides the affinities over here on the side? Shows me my evolutions, but I don't know if I can see a stat screen for strictly how much my social is increased by right now, so we won't worry about it. I could just get some damage scaling in muscular tissue, and I think I will. And grow a six-pack, apparently. That's fantastic. Look at Darwin. He's been hitting the gym. He's grown some muscle. And he's ready to go out there and bite the world in half. Alright, that was not kind of you. You will be turned into prey. Alright. Oh, look at all these points of interest that I can see up here in the top. Let's hope that I don't have to go through any extreme environments to be able to get to them. Alright, what is this? A carved tree that gives me a full level of progress, or I can increase my physical damage by 1. Since I have opportunistic, does this give me 2 levels? I kind of want to try that out. Let's check it out. Whining, don't care for. Sprint, which replaces my dodge. Increased sprinting speed with a cooldown of 4.5 seconds. Or I can gain some damage resistance and cold adaptation, but it stops me from being able to gain scales or exoskeleton. Let's reroll. I don't care for any of those in particular. I can become small. Increase speed, reduce size. I lose some of my imposing affinity and gain prey. I think that's a little counterintuitive if I'm going to have predator as well. So we will go ahead and take regenerative tissue level 3. And we'll just focus on staying alive. And it's going to be great. Darwin's just going to regenerate through anything that deals damage to him. His muscles are ready to accept the pain. Courting. Charm the nearest enemy in the targeted direction. While charmed, you may use the ability again to command it to move or attack. I can force an enemy to fight for me. But it's only a chance to charm, right? This isn't a guarantee. I'm not sure I love that. Why don't I go ahead and get more mass? And I just become a big boy with a whole lot of muscle tissue that regenerates itself. Sure, that sounds amazing. I leveled up again already. Plating, spit, or scales. Do I want heat adaptation so I can start going into the desert? I mean, it gives me some damage reduction too. I'm not sure I want to make that choice yet. I think I'm going to wait until the first boss fight spawns to make a choice on what type of skin I have. I can become a chonky, massive, more-eyed jaws biter. I'm going to become chonky. Look at my guy. He's huge. Certainly he is the apex predator in any environment that he comes into contact with. Even his boops are lethal. We're just gonna eat every mushroom I come across. I'm not scared. I'll regenerate through anything. Hey, look at even a giant mushroom. Alright, what do I get from giant mushrooms? I can study it to increase the success rate of mushroom identification by 10%. I can dip it to increase the number of ticks of my poisons by 1 extra tick. I don't have any poisons right this second. I don't know if I have any unlocked on Darwin yet. I don't know if he can become poisonous quite yet. I don't know what tree I would have to go down to get poison. Or I can get a spread of it, which increases mushroom spawning rate by 10%. I like the idea of studying the mushroom. I may be a big muscle-bound Darwin, but that does not mean that I have to not have a brain. Alright, I can get Robust, which is a legendary perk. Your maximum HP is multiplied by your size value. Negative sizes do not diminish your HP. That sounds really good. I can become a piscivore. Piscivore? Which increases my food progress from fish, so I get 50% more experience from eating fish. Or I can finally level up my jaws. I think I'll take Robust and just become a really big, giant Darwin. Sounds like a lot of fun. I am the alpha in these parts here. Is this guy gonna be scared of me? I want to fight you. Wow, he has big mouth. There's a lot of damage. He had some friends too. They're not going to be able to jump me though. I can get revenge to increase my damage and ability for 4 seconds. It stacks. I get 10% extra damage and stacks up to 4 times every time I take damage. Let's go ahead and specialize my jaws. Let's see what this becomes as a specialization. So I can get neck bite, which means the jaws deals 50% less damage, but drops 2 times the food if it kills the target. The double experience if I get a kill, but 50% less damage. All right. Or I can become a stalker, and my jaws deals 50% more damage during the night. I like the idea of getting twice the amount of food drops if I get kills. Look at this monstrosity. This is horrifying. What a creature to run into. I wouldn't want to run into him in the dark alley. Let's see, I can get a healing pond to heal some of my health, which doesn't matter since I'm already at max health. Or I can drink from the pond and gain some increased regeneration. I mean, it's not really much of a choice. It just isn't. Why is this apple shiny? Oh, it's a healing food. That gave me some health back. Oh, mud bath. What do I get from being in the mud? Oh, no. You jerk. You slime ball. I was checking out that point of interest. How dare you? Oh my gosh, he's a boxer. He's gone to the gym. I thought my gym bro was good enough to be able to handle what he was doing, but it appears that I am being taken on by Kangaroo Tyson over here. Alright, more mass. I mean, my size increasing makes it more difficult to dodge, but who needs to dodge when I'm just regenerating and biting into everything? Come here. I'm gonna turn you into food. Why are you wearing sunglasses for? It's the middle of the middle of nowhere. Where did you even get sunglasses from? I have questions about that. Alright, I'm gonna become more muscular. I'm gonna grow an 8-pack. I don't just want a 6-pack, I want an 8-pack. What is this special berry up here? That's my branching evolution, I believe. I can gain wings, I can become slithery, or I can get tentacles. Wings for +1 speed and terrain adaptation of 80% to avoid terrain penalties. If I get slithery, I lose the ability to have legs. Makes sense. But I could get slide. Or I can get tentacles, which at level 3 unlocks key armed base evolutions. I also lose the ability to have legs if I have tentacles. Why don't I go ahead and take tentacles? Maybe? Actually, why don't I reroll this? I don't love any of these. All of these are okay at best. Is there any other branching evolution I can take? Let's go ahead and spend some of my mutagen points to reroll this. Alright, I can get legs now, which would give me the ability to leap or scuttle, and just gives me a whole bunch of speed. I can become an alpha, which just increases my size. I mean, I was talking about being the alpha predator out here. Or I can become ruminant, which means that I get 5 times my progress equal to my prey affinity, which I don't have much of. I can take legs to go faster, or I can take alpha to become bigger. And I get a little bit of social, but that doesn't really help. The social aspect is almost negligible at this point. I don't really think I have anything that would allow me to do social stuff, but the size and max HP sounds really good. So I will become an alpha. And look at this guy. Look at how huge he is. I love it. Alright, what other points of interest are there around? I really like how in this world the creatures are doing more than just standing around or trying to come and kill you themselves. There's different behavioral patterns depending on their prey or predator animals, and there's even different packs that can form lethal. Wait, does that mushroom kill me? Oh, that would be so funny. Huh, I think this mushroom's gonna kill me. That's awesome. Whoops. I've done goofed. My alpha is going to be taken out by a mushroom. That's a shame. Oh, okay. I didn't quite die. I'm fine. I'm fine. All right, let's go ahead and increase my physical damage by honing. Ooh, getting reach for increased attack area damage sounds really good. I don't really think I need any more regenerative tissue. Saliva is nice, but I don't think it's necessary. So we'll be getting reach so I can increase the amount of damage that I am... area that I'm covering with my damage, rather. I'm actually amazed I survived that mushroom toxic. Toxic? Poisonous? Mushroom toxin. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Look, I'm big, brutish, and muscular. I haven't developed a frontal cortex yet. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I will eat this mushroom, though, even though it has no effect. I can still hide in these burrows. These are massive freaking burrows, man. Alright, surely I don't have to worry about dying of heat stroke when I'm... What? Why are you attacking me? What do you want? What, you thought I wasn't going to come after you? Oh, look, I can develop a cortex now. Or I can get spurs. What does this do? Very low physical damage attack used automatically even while on cooldown when the other attack is used. That sounds really good. I mean, I'm biting basically all the time anyway. I can change my loadout to include Bop. But Jaws is just better. So now whenever I bite somebody, I will also kick them with my spurs on my non-existent legs. Because I decided to become an alpha instead of... Alright, yeah, no, come up here. We can talk. We can talk while I bite down on you. Herbivore. Not helpful. Actually amazed I can get that this late, considering how high my predator affinity is. I can get revenge, which I still don't think is the most useful thing ever. Let's go ahead and reroll. Oh, I can get nomadic. Let's go ahead and upgrade the evolution so I can get a higher level nomadic and get to 50% every time that I interact with a point of interest. Everything wants to come fight me all of a sudden. Ooh, carnivore. I can level up alpha though. I think I just want to make myself as physically big as possible. Probably not a great idea, but I'm doing it because it's fun. Ooh, level 8 or a legendary plating. Yeah, sure, let's go ahead and do a legendary plating. I have shoulder pads now? Why in the world do I have shoulder pads? That's awesome. Okay, I'm actually dying to this poison. Why is everything still physically larger than I am? I feel like that's a little backwards. I feel like I've grown quite a lot in size and I shouldn't have to be competing in a size game with our bows here. I'm gonna go ahead and take carnivore here because I am eating everything as much as possible. I'm fighting every enemy in the under the sun right now and turning them into my experience points. So let's get some more experience from eating them. I can become dexterous and reduce my cooldowns and increase my ability. Let's get scales. I think it's finally time for me to really go into the desert. I am now big green eating machine. I want to know if these are shoulder pads though. They look like shoulder pads. Hey, tools are against the rules. We use only what is natural to us. And my natural instinct is to chomp on everything. Forager. Increases how often food drops are turned to health foods, and I get some poison resistance in case I really want to be eating those mushrooms. We'll take reach though to increase my attack area, and I don't really think antlers is something I want to go into considering how good Jaws is already. So let's get more reach. More attack area never hurt anybody. Alright, why is this guy's shield so strong? Why is it impossible to hurt him? I need something to break carapace. Break shielding. Alright, what is this event? Let's get this event first. I can crack the egg to spawn a high rarity meat food and 50% chance to spawn a boss. I can protect the land to get a small version of a land boss, or I can hide the egg to get +1 social. Let's crack the egg and see if I can't get some nice high meat. Nomadic. Ooh. I think I just max out alpha. Really go for a big boy here, and then I can get nomadic in the future. I spawned a boss. Beautiful. Alright, we just get more massive. Wait, he even has a carapace? What is going on? I feel like I shouldn't be fighting here. Can't you hit those guys? Leave me alone for a second, will you? I'm bigger than you. I'm just gonna sit here and tank it. Why do I need to worry about getting out of the way when I can just sit here and tank it with my face? I don't need to be scared of anything. I'm the biggest guy around. I've got massive jaws. I've got massive muscle. I've got shoulder pads. I've got this extra eye for increased sensory. For being able to see further. Maybe I can grow eyes on the back of my head. Let's go ahead and study this mushroom again. I don't really think anything else helps me with the giant mushrooms. We're gonna do Chonky, because I am determined to become the biggest thing around. I don't know what this mushroom does. It's gonna be lethal, isn't it? Oh, what the? What? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Wait, they can just transform the land? I don't think I took on Aquaconda the last time I might have? I can't remember. I remember taking on Shelliphant. Or no, I've taken on... I think I took on a spider last time. Claudia? Yeah, stop running into me, you stupid fish. You're not a crab. You don't even look like a crab. You're bait. That's what you are. I don't care for any... I'll take the feeding speed. Just getting stomach is fine. Do I want to take arms? Why don't I take wings? Oh, I get like bat wings? That's pretty cool. So actually, I did take wings in my tutorial run, and they were a different style of wing than what I have on now. So I guess each adaptation has different things going on for it. So I can look different in each and every run, even though I'm picking up the same upgrades. That's pretty cool. Hey, I finally found a poison ability. Slow attack that deals initial physical damage and poison, dealing ability damage over 5 seconds. I don't have any ability at all. Antlers is not useful. Let's go ahead and use some of this mutagen to level up this jaws into a epic. And get even more feeding speed, and we'll just keep biting things to death. Poison is getting to me. I need some sort of poison resistance, I think. Poison is eating me alive. Alright, there's a lot of waypoints up here. Ooh, a golden berry. I want to fight for that. Oh, it was a trap! It was a trap! I have intelligent foes. They have survival techniques and are able to lure me in. I fell for it too. My big brain has failed me. My big muscles have failed me. I mean, I still ate them, but all I did was see shiny and decide that it was enough for me. Can I still hide? Oh my gosh, I can still hide. Even though I'm the most massive thing on the map, I can still hide in these burrows. These burrows must be huge. Spurs, level 2. I can get more plating. I think I'm just going to get more plating. I just want to be able to sit here and take everything that gets thrown at me. Hey, I didn't mean literally. That's so rude of you. You don't have to come up here and try to throw stones at Darwin. You get turned into snacks like that. Alright, what is this? This is a new event. A growing tree. I can attack the leaf to gain physical damage. I can grab the leaf to gain ability damage, or I can eat the leaf to gain 10% on a random stat. Now, let's just go ahead and attack the leaf to gain physical damage. Poisonous saliva. Jaws, beak, leech, and spit attacks will now apply poison, dealing 15 or dealing ability damage every second. Ooh. That sounds neat. Yeah, let's go ahead and make my poisonous damage, or my jaws poisonous. Now that if they run away from me, they still basically die. What is this? Oh, it's a mud bath, right? Mud pond? I can take a mud bath to decrease damage taken for a little bit, or I can increase cold and heat adaptation by 10%. I don't have a tail, so we'll go ahead and just reduce or increase my cold and heat resistance. Increase you and your allies' damage by 3% for each charmed animal. Doesn't help me. I can just become more chonky. I think at this point I'm just going to become as massive as humanly possible, or as Darwinian possible. Darwinly possible. I'm just gonna become big. All right, guys. What are these? Giant guinea pigs? Get out of here. I'm the biggest thing around. I can't suffer you guys being larger than me. Cheek pouches. Store nearby food inside your cheeks. Stored food will be consumed at the same rate. I mean, I have a massive amount of feeding speed, but there's even a specialization in this. That's really good, right? It become dexterous, which doesn't help me all that much. I mean, I guess I have the poison now. And reduce cooldown would make it so that Spurs is more spammable. I kind of want to take the cheek pouches considering how much food I'm dropping from neck bite. Let's take the cheek pouches. I am dropping a lot of food from neck bite. Spines. Return a percent of damage taken on contact impacts. 45% damage returned. Let's take carnivore. We'll level it up to epic. And I'm just gonna level up 1 billion times from eating all of this food. Let's go ahead and level up epic or to legendary. 100% increase experience from eating meat. That is amazing. Let's take the scales. Increase feeding speed or jaws. Let's go ahead and level up our jaws. I'm honestly amazed my jaws cannot break through this guy's shielding. Okay, did I poison him at least? Okay, I ate him. It's fine. Cheek pouches increases my storage capacity to 3. Alright. I mean, considering how much I am biting and eating people, I may as well have as much storage space as possible in my cheeks. Cheek pouches. My cheek pouches. Don't take that the wrong way. Darwin has very large cheek pouches to be able to store more food in. Why does this guy have a hat? Why does he have a cowboy hat? That's awesome. If I become an alpha predator, can I get a cowboy hat? That's something that exists for Darwin? Let's take Cortex. Let's finally develop a brain. Did his head just become even bigger? This is incredible. I love everything about Darwin. He's so cool. I wish I could be as cool as Darwin. Oh, I walked right past the point of interest while I was talking. Let's just keep getting our cold and heat adaptation even higher, and we'll do it again. Let's increase our ability and cooldowns. I think that's the better play than worrying about food storage at this point, considering I have, or food feeding speed, considering I have the cheek pouches. Alright, I should have enough heat resistance to just be in the desert now, right? Considering I have the heat from mud baths. I'm leveling up like crazy. Alright, cheek pouches now stores capacity of 4, and it is a specialization. So I can be a provider, which is consuming a piece of food has a 0.2 times chance to charm nearby enemies and heal nearby allies based on your gregarious affinity. Or I can get +4 to stoner ammo cap. I guess eating a piece of food gives me a chance to just charm everything nearby, and considering how much I am eating, everything is going to become my friend. Everything is not crap, or everything is not crap, everything is friend now. Unless they die. I mean, if they just die, I can't do anything about that. Everything is friend now. I didn't realize that being the biggest, most muscular guy around would make me so many friends. To try that in real life. Of course, it helps that I'm feeding everybody. It's maybe not so much about the muzzles, more about the food that I'm giving them. Friends, come back. I'm trying to feed you. What? Why is this thing doing a combo? It is dancing around trying to do a combo. All right, I can Chaos Tree. Eat the Chaos Fruit to greatly increase one random stat, or let the fruit be to gain 5 mutation points. Let's greatly increase one of my random stats. Plus 16 to plating is like pretty nutty, right? I just ate one of my friends. Oops. I'm so large and I have so much attack range that I'm just, every single bite is just hitting someone that I care about. Oh, I think you messed up there, Tar. Guys, friendly fire is on. I can't save you from yourself, from myself. Defeat a boss in under 15 seconds. Okay. We'll just take the regenerative tissue and gain massive regen. What's my branch here? I can get, you know what? Let's get arms for feeding distance and +2 to both my ability and physical. Also, it allows me to get more swole. This is terrifying. This guy looks like a raid boss. Darwin is not a little blob anymore. He is straight up just a raid boss. I am walking through a frozen tundra, completely oblivious to the snow. I think my other friend died somewhere down there. I don't know what's going on anymore, but I'm just biting everything to death. I don't need friends. Let's go ahead and level up the nomadic. And these points of interest are basically just going to level me up like 20 times every single time I find one of them, which is great. These capybara are fighting. They have shells and they're fighting each other. It's really cool to see the progress of our creatures as I continue to fight new bosses and everything. All right, I can grow a tail, which, I mean, doesn't really help me at this point. Tail-based evolutions does not help me. Hump, which gains permanent max HP when health food is eaten while at maximum HP. Or I can really turn into a crab and just gain some pincers. I can turn into a pistol pincer. That sounds like fun. I don't really want to level up a new attack though, so we'll just go ahead and take Hump. We'll spend some mutagen to turn this into a legendary Hump. A back Hump. A back Hump. That is legendary. All right. We'll take Cortex. Oh no, he was trying to bring me food and I bit him. Let me put it out of your misery. Why are there so many alphas down here? Oh, man. I need you guys to just not be my friends. I'm eating everything in my way. I'm a carnivore through and through. Where are all these alphas? Show me the alphas. Come here, you. Come back here, you see the crap thing. I want to know what your name is, but I'm too busy eating you. More legendary Hump or better arms. Longer arms. For more feed speed and getting swole. I don't know what to make of this. This is so different than what I was doing last night. I was trying to be a pacifist last night and eat my fruits and veggies, but now that I'm eating everything else, it's just so much more efficient. It's so much fun to just eat my competition. I will survive through being the only thing that is left alive. By default, I am the best thing. Let's reroll. I don't need any more attacks. Let's get dexterous. Getting cooldown reduction sounds like a lot of fun. This means more biting. I have very dexterous jaws. Synapse reduces all cooldowns by 10%. Oh, my brain is growing. I'm becoming more intelligent, and these enemies must fear me for it. Let's see what the scales evolution does. I can gain basking, so for every 8 seconds on sand during the day, I gain a percentage of progress needed to level up. Or I can get hard scales. On contact hit taken, stun the attacker for 0.5 seconds. The stun duration scales with your pre-damage plating. Yes, please. These muscles are hard indeed. Let's flex on them. Synapse bubble up sounds really good. I just have all of these friends after I've bitten everything else to death. Man, it'd be really funny if I died to a lethal mushroom. That'd be so fun. Let's not eat mushrooms that I can't identify. I can sharpen, which increases damage dealt by every contact attack for 10 seconds, scales with my predator affinity. That sounds amazing. Or I can get subcutaneous fat, which increases my health and cold adaptation, heat adaptation. I think I like the idea of sharpening my claws, or my jaws in this case. Are you following me around because you're trying to fight me? That's a bad idea. Oh look, I can sharpen my claws on the tree as well. Let's hone my claws, my jaws. Whatever they are, I don't know. I have a large stomach. I like the fact that some of these enemies hide themselves as food and then ambush you when you try to get close. That's actually a really cool detail. Alright, our entire synapse has formed now. We are much more intelligent than we were a few levels ago. Our evolutionary path has taken us down. I'm just gonna drink and eat everything. This world is my buffet. Give me more eyes. I want to be able to see. Oh my gosh, Darwin is horrifying. He's an eldritch abomination come to feast upon the beings of this world. This is not a little blob. Actually, he's basically Cthulhu, right? At this point. Alright, so I get a frozen specimen. I can crack it to gain a random ally. I can lick it to gain agile. Or I can chomp it to gain sprint. Legendary sprint, no less. I mean, I got the jaws for a reason, so let's chomp a chomp. Let's get this legendary sprint with a 0.35 or 3.5 second cooldown rather. And I have even larger arms. Yeah, I'm basically just Cthulhu. These poor creatures never stood a chance. Cthulhu does not whine. He does not beg for mercy. You ask for mercy, and you do not receive it. Another frozen specimen. We just keep on chomping. Oh wait, that was completely useless. I mean, this does not help me at all. Let's become more dexterous. Alright, let's gain a random ally. And let's increase my feeding speed. I just want to keep eating things. Oh my gosh, look at all of this stuff in the ice. Alright, let's get another friend. Let's get my stomach larger. Can I still hide? I mean, not for very long, but I can still hide. That's hilarious. Cthulhu has returned from his slumber. And he's brought death upon this world. My feeding reach is like infinite now. I'm eating everything within like a 10-mile radius. Just as an Eldritch God would. Let's re-roll. Sure, you know, more eyes. More eyes. It isn't about actually seeing things, it's about the intimidation factor at this point. Let's get the pack now that I actually have some friends. I'm leveling up every single time I bite something. This is incredible. More eyes. I am horrifying and I love it. That's a poisonous mushroom. I don't want to touch that. The Krabken. The strength in numbers increases cataclysm resistance for you and your charmed allies for each charmed ally you control. What is cataclysm resistance? Reduces meteorite damage received from the cataclysm event? There's, I guess the world, oh my gosh, this guy's huge. Wait, you need to go away. That's not fair. Why are you so large? I thought I was the biggest thing on the planet. But you might be large, but you don't have much defense. Move aside, Krabken. Cthulhu has returned to feast upon this world. This is my world to conquer. Success indeed. What an absolutely amazing game. This has been such a fun experience, being able to evolve from a blue little guy to the most horrifying Eldritch abomination that I could possibly make in a single run. I'm sure there will be only more wackiness as I unlock more of the evolutionary paths and genetic splicing. So this has been Everything is Crab, and it has fallen to the likes of Darwin, the Eldritch god. For now, I think this is going to be it, but I've had an absolute blast playing Everything is Crab. I'll leave a Steam page in the description below. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out. For now, that is Magna, clocking out.